Hi, I'm Officer Jeff Hughes with the Wichita Falls Police Department's Public Information Office, and welcome to another edition of WFPD Now. I'm being joined today with Officer Chad Nelson. He's a 10-year veteran of the department and one of our chaplains, Doug Harmer. So thanks for being here, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Chad. How did you become involved with the chaplains, and exactly what is your role?
I am the chaplain's liaison on patrol, and about maybe 6 years ago, I noticed just some officers that had some issues within the department. I thought it would be good for a chaplain to maybe have a chance to interact with them.
And how about you, Doug? How long have you been a chaplain?
Been a chaplain 9 years.
And what made you want to get involved?
A phone call. I was involved in disaster relief ministry chaplaincy, and that just, victim relief and that type of stuff. So somebody called me and said, I know you're trained in this. Would you be interested in being a police chaplain?
Okay. How many chaplains do we currently have within the Wichita Falls
We have
Police Department?
9 active right now.
Okay. So we have 9 that are currently active. So, Chad, tell us some situations. When would you out on patrol decide that you needed a chaplain?
Well, there's many different times. I mean, Doug can go into some details as to some duties of the chaplains. But for myself, when I have called people out to the scene is death notifications. I've called a chaplain to the scene personally for myself when I was involved in an incident at work.
And Doug, tell me some of the roles of a chaplain. What's the purpose of a chaplain?
Our primary mission is to minister and to be there for the officers. The citizens of the city are also part of who we serve, but primarily it's the officers. Any pastoral duties, ministry duties, it's never our intent to take replace a pastoral, a pastor of a church that a member may be going to, but on duty, sometimes it's easier to contact us. There's always someone on call 24/7 that is available through dispatch. I've been called out for all kinds of different things. Just because the officer wants to talk to somebody, or like Chad said, they just want someone there to help a citizen.
How can the public become involved with the chaplaincy?
Well, the chaplaincy, as Doug had said, has 9 active members right now. And 9 active members they're on call, like he said, 24 hours a day, 1 day a week. And that's 9 for 30 days out of a month, or 31. So at one time, we had the largest volunteer chaplaincy program in the nation. And I believe at that time we had 30 to 31, somewhere in that range.
Oh, wow.
And we would like to see our numbers go up, but without watering down the ministry. These Gene Pepitone and some other chaplains were the ones who started this program several years ago. And they had an opportunity to minister to officers right after an officer-involved shooting where an officer was killed several years ago. And that was the moment that got them involved in it, and that was a burden on their heart. They wanted to be there for the officers. And like Doug said, they do minister to the community also, and as I have called people out to minister to the community. But we want people who are interested in serving our community, serving our officers with a heart for it. And that would be my primary concern as an officer. I want somebody to know that they're coming out here because they want to be here for me and for others.
Well, and obviously, being a chaplain, it involves some prerequisites or some requirements. If somebody wanted to be a chaplain or wanted to look into being a chaplain, what are some things that they should have in their background?
Any type of counseling training. I don't want to say disaster relief, but victim relief training. Like I said, for disaster relief, was trained in that, have been to Dallas for a week-long training. If you have any type of ministry capabilities, if you've been through seminary, if you've been through that, you probably have all that type of training. Mm-hmm. And like Officer Chad said, if you have a heart for ministry, if you have a heart for people and you want to love people, that's the number one thing we're looking for. Is that are you out there to help somebody and to make sure that they're home safe and do what they need to do?
Okay, so if somebody is interested, who do they contact? Do they contact you or?
The best person they can contact is Officer Chris Enning.
Okay.
And she can put an application in their hands, and they can fill out the application, and it has to be approved. And Doug may be able to give a little more information as to what it takes for the approval process. But
there's a bunch of things that we'll look at. I know Officer Henning and I have sat down with past applications and looked at them and figured out what their background is, what their specialty is. But just talking to them and figure out why you want to be a chaplain. Because, it's not about being a police officer. If you want to be a police officer, go to the academy, right? But it's about helping people. So if you get a hold of Officer Henning, she'll be able to get you in the right direction.
Okay, and we'll go ahead and throw that number out. To reach Officer Chris Henning, her phone number is 940-720-5006, or you can email her at Kris.Henning, Henning, at WFPD.net. And I know, talking about chaplains going on scene and being there for the officer, we also use chaplains for other reasons. I know that we use chaplains, we integrate chaplains in our award ceremonies, our promotion ceremonies, our retirement ceremonies, and even our police memorial that we have every May during National Police Week. And several of our chaplains have actually gone through our Citizen Police Academy. So there are a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely.
If you get into the chaplaincy here at the WFPD. So is there anything you guys would like to add in closing, or anything maybe we didn't cover?
Yeah, when I started this job, I talked to Sergeant Charlie Eiper, and I asked him how this job has affected his spiritual walk. And he said it's made it stronger. And I was like, I didn't expect that. I really expected a different response. But he said, we see good and evil in action every day.
Mm-hmm.
And after doing this job for 10 years, I know what he's talking about now. We are right there in the middle of people's worst days very often. And we see good and we see a lot of evil. And that's where it's good for an officer to be able to turn to a chaplain, to be able to lean on somebody, to have somebody to talk to, and also to call them out in these situations that people need they need hope. They need something more than maybe what we're able to give them right that time. And those are the kind of people we're looking for to fill some vacancies here with the chaplaincy program.
Okay, well, you heard it right there, Texoma. We're looking for you. If you're interested in being a chaplain again, call Officer Chris Henning at 940-720-5006. I'd like to thank our guests for joining us today, Officer Chad Nelson and Chaplain Doug Harmer. This has been another episode of WFPD Now. Please follow us on Facebook, also Twitter, and our website, which is WFPDnow.com. If you have an emergency, please call 911. If you have a non-emergency, you can call the police department at 720-5000. I'm Officer Jeff Hughes with the Public Information Office, and again, thanks for watching.